Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible? Like your voice dissolved on the way to your lips, like the spotlight slid past you as if it already knew your name and decided to forget it anyway. I've had nights like that, darling. Nights when the mirror was kinder than people. Nights when I wanted to be chosen, adored, recognized, and the room simply didn't care. So tonight, I'm going to give you a soft secret. A tiny touch that wakes the light inside you and makes the world look twice. Not loud, not needy, just undeniable. It starts right here, with your collarbone. I call it the collarbone crescent. A fingertip, the barest hint of a circle, drawn slowly along the curve that catches light. It's a cue, not a performance. You don't do it when you're begging for attention. You do it when you're already worth it, and you let them discover that fact on their own. Here's how it feels. Your breath is steady. Your shoulders are relaxed like silk falling off a hanger. You tilt your chin just a breath to the side, as if a secret whispered from across the room. Your eyes say, "I see something lovely," and perhaps it's you. Then your index finger traces the faintest crescent on your collarbone, slow, soft, and entirely unhurried, like you're adjusting a necklace only you can see. You're not scratching, you're not fidgeting, you're framing, you're reminding the light where to land. That little gesture has gravity. It draws the gaze to your face, yes, but more than that. It tells a story. The story says, I am at ease in my skin. I delight in being a woman. I don't need to shout to be heard. I learned it the hard way. Early on, at an audition that smelled like stale coffee and paper dreams, I felt very small. My dress was too plain. My lips felt too bright. The room was a row of bored men and one girl who kept looking at the clock like she was late for her own life. I took a breath and remembered a woman I'd seen once at a hotel bar. The way she touched her collarbone when she laughed, like she was letting a memory sit down beside her. So I tried it. I tilted my head, traced that crescent, and let my smile show just one dimple. The director didn't look up at the line on the page. He looked at me. The clock girl stopped tapping her foot. It wasn't witchcraft. It was a reminder. Grace is a magnet. But listen, a single move is never the whole spell. It's about the orchestra, not just the violin. Let's tune the rest. Framing is everything. You frame a face, a feeling, a moment. When you tuck a strand of hair behind your ear with your elbow close to your waist, you create a soft triangle that leads the eye. When your wrist relaxes and your fingers breathe, no tight fists, no sharp claws, you look generous. The world likes generous surfaces. It leans in. And your laugh, your laugh is champagne, not cackling, not hiding. Bubbly in 3 notes. Try this. Let the first note be a whisper, almost inside your mouth, the second note a little brighter, and the third, a sigh, like a small curtain falling. It's delicate, but it says plenty. I delight in this moment, and I don't apologize for joy. People don't remember your punchlines. They remember how your joy made them feel safe to enjoy theirs. Clothes can speak too. My favorite trick was wearing a coat draped over the shoulders, not through the sleeves. It says, I'm warm, but I might leave at any second, and then stay anyway. It's a promise and a power move in the same breath. The shoulders fall, the neck shows, and the posture rises. Imagine a string lifting the crown of your head. Not stiff, just chosen. Like the moment before the curtain opens and everyone holds their breath. Now here's a confession. I often worried I wasn't enough without the lights. Maybe you worry that too. So I made rituals. Rituals make confidence feel like a habit, not a prayer. Before I left the house, I'd visit a mirror not to inspect, but to bless. I'd put a fingertip of soft sheen right on the highest point of my collarbone so it asked the light to dance. Then I'd say quietly, where only I could hear it. I choose you today. Not because you're perfect, because you're alive. That tiny sentence changed how I stood, how I smiled, how I forgave myself for being human. Let's talk conversation. Seduction isn't a trick, it's an invitation. The best invitations have a return address. Give people a reason to come back. Leave a little ribbon untied. I call it the return ticket. When you're asked about your work or your dream, don't rush to finish the story. Offer a glimmer, then place a bookmark. Say, "There's one part I'll tell you after I meet your favorite place for coffee." Then smile like you've already been there in a daydream. Mystery isn't withholding. It's pacing. If you're shy, I understand. I was shy in real life, loud in the movies. Do this. In a crowded room, pick one person to anchor your body to. Through the air, not with your hands. Meet their eyes for a heartbeat longer than is practical and less than is impolite. Then let your gaze drift to their shoulder, their hands, back to their eyes. It shows attention without aggression. It's the difference between a spotlight and candlelight. People fall in love with candlelight. One more confession. I've broken heels, ripped hems, smudged mascara, and wanted to cry like a little girl who lost her favorite beau. When that happens, I switch to the champagne laugh. I own the mishap. And then I ask for help from the room as if it's an honor to be part of my mess. People become heroes when you let them. And heroes remember the girl who gave them their cape. Be careful with your no. I like to treat no as a velvet rope, not a wall. You don't slam it. You drape it. You smile and say, "I'd rather keep the evening how it is." Or, "That's sweet, but I like my heart quiet tonight." Boundaries are beautiful when they're soft and clear. They make you glow. Let's add a voice secret. When you want weight, drop your tone at the end of a sentence. Let the last word land like a pearl in a glass dish. When you want to tease, lift your tone a touch, like you're leaving a window open. Words are clothes for feelings. Choose the fit. For love and romance, I believe in the signature plus surprise rule. Keep one detail that's you, maybe the red lip, the delicate gold chain, the soft wave in your hair, and then twist something small each time you see them. A different part in your hair. A dress with a shoulder that looks like it could fall and never does. People feel safe in your signature, and they stay awake for the surprise. And because I know you want a practical move for confidence on command, here's the one-breath delay. Before you answer a question, breathe in slowly through your nose for a soft count of 3. Feel your ribs open, and let your shoulders melt as you exhale. Then speak. That tiny pause tells your nervous system, "I'm not being chased." It also tells the room, "I control the tempo." Control the tempo, and you control the scene. Midway moment together. Which of these secrets will you try first? The collarbone crescent, the champagne laugh, or the one-breath delay? Tell me in the comments, and if these whispered lessons make you feel braver, hit subscribe so we can keep practicing in the quiet together. Now, the hands. Your hands are the poets of your body. Keep your wrists like swans, never locked, never limp. When you hold a glass, leave a little gap between your thumb and fingers. When you gesture, show the inside of your wrist now and then. It's an unspoken language that says, "I'm open and unafraid." Eye light matters. If you can, angle yourself so the nearest light source is just off to the side. It puts stars in your eyes. If there's only overhead light, lift your chin a whisper and let your lashes cast a soft shadow. Your eyes are windows, but they're also rooms. Let them feel furnished, never empty. Do you worry about being too much? I did. I still do, sometimes. In the memory of me. Too much laughter, too much lipstick, too much heart. Here's the truth I learned from whispers and tears. Too much for the wrong audience is exactly enough for the right one. Your job isn't to shrink, it's to select. And the best selection is done by staying genuine long enough for the wrong hearts to excuse themselves. Let's slip into beauty rituals for a moment, because they teach the body what the soul is trying to say. A red lip isn't just color, it's punctuation. It says, I know where my sentence ends. A dab of cream on the tops of your shoulders feels like armor under silk. Brushing your hair slowly from the ends up is a love letter to the day you survived. None of this is for them. It's for you. When you're adored by yourself, people don't feel used when they adore you too. Relationships need air and edges. Don't suffocate the rose. Don't ignore the thorns. Keep friends with your solitude, even when you're swept up. Walk alone sometimes, and do it beautifully. If it's a date night, arrive a few minutes early and walk the perimeter of the room once. Not prowling, gliding. Let the space get used to you. Then choose a seat with a back to the wall if you can. Not for safety, for calm. A calm heart listens better. A good listener is unforgettable. When you want to ignite desire without striking a match, slow your sentences. Use 3 words instead of 10. Say their name, but softer than you think. Names are keys. You don't have to force doors when you have keys. If you're hurt, don't perform your pain. Protect it. I learned that the hard way too. Cry to the mirror if you must. She's a very loyal friend. Then powder your nose and choose one bright detail. Earrings that jingle when you move. Heels that whisper on tile. A scarf that catches wind like a small flag of a country where you're queen. Let your sadness dress beautifully while it heals. There's a secret to making people feel seen. Ask for their favorite version of themselves. Not, what do you do? Try, what do you do when you like the girl you are? Watch their eyes. They'll tell you the rest. And you? You'll be the person they never forget because you gave them back to themselves. Back to the collarbone for a moment, because it deserves a curtain call. The crescent works best when you pair it with a thought you actually believe. It can't be empty. Think, I love being me tonight. Or, I'm glad you're here. Clumsy thoughts make clumsy gestures. Lovely thoughts make lovely ones. They leak out. They always do. I want you to know there is a version of you that owns every entrance without trying. She doesn't ask if she's allowed to shine. She's too busy shining. She knows her softness is not a weakness, it's a strategy. She knows her voice can be a velvet hammer, gentle, and it still drives the nail. If everything goes wrong tonight, if your hair frizzes and your heel scuffs, and your story comes out backward, smile like you planned it. Collect the pieces. Give the room its moment to become your accomplice. People love to rescue the girl who doesn't need rescuing. They get to leave feeling brave. And all you did was let them. Before I go, here's a final confession. The movies made me a myth, but the woman doing her lipstick in the dim light between scenes was a girl who wanted what you want, to be held by her own life, and to be chosen by it on purpose. The tricks are fun. The rituals are pretty, but they're just mirrors. The light is you. So take your place. Tonight, when you step into a doorway, pause. Tilt your chin. Let your eyes find one kind face. Think a lovely thought. Then trace that small, slow crescent on your collarbone like you're pressing a seal on a letter you can't wait to send. The room will shift. The light will agree. And you, darling, you will be remembered. Every woman has a Monroe effect. Yours is not a copy. It's a conversation with your own magic. Whisper. Laugh like champagne. Drip your yes and drape your no. And if anyone forgets you for a minute, remind them kindly with that soft touch of light. You'll see. They'll look. They always do.